Hello and welcome to Rathods IS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 22nd July 2024. So let's get started. And here I am taking daily edition of Hindu. So here you can see one article which is relevant, and we are following this article from last 3 to 4 days. So actually, this article is talking about India-Bangladesh relations, right? So what is happening in Bangladesh? Unrest. Why? Because of reservation of students or so and so thing in reservation policy of Bangladesh. Finally, that case went to Supreme Court of Bangladesh, and Supreme Court of Bangladesh said that yes, should not give the quota for them, and it is like a partial relief. And we can connect Supreme Court of India with Supreme Court of Bangladesh. So in this area also you can get question, because in our syllabus we have a topic called as comparison of constitutions of India with others, right? Especially when we are seeing this constitution of USA, France, and wherever we copied some things, no. So in that constitutions or that country, you can get a question like that. So in this context, here Bangladesh is one of the very neighbor country of India. So in this way, you can get a question, and even you can relate reservation policy of India with reservation policy of Bangladesh also. From that area also you can get question. Okay, and here you can see one article. Stormy budget session of parliament likely over UP's Kanwar Yatra order, terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir. So can you guess what this article is talking about? Budget session. Next. Apart from that, at least you can guess something by seeing the title. Yeah, issues likely to be discussed in this budget session. Can you tell me which might be the issues? Kanwar Yatra controversy, and next terrorist attack, and apart from that, can you expect something? Come on, you are following current affairs from past 2 months. Nego? Okay, NEET issue, okay. Apart from that? Next. Special category status or special packages of AP and Bihar. Okay, and tell me something interesting. Huh? Okay, Manipur violence, okay. Apart from that? You can write articles in newspaper, you have that much content. Huh? Okay, unemployment part, yes. Next. So recently what we discussed from last 15 days at least. So first is Kanwar Yatra, and apart from that we also discussed about New Yatra, and New Yatra is also again in news today. And next one is there is increased terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir. That is very important topic, like public urgent, or it is called as topics of public urgency, that will be discussed in the sessions. And next one is about NEET issue, as you said, and even Manipur issue and unemployment part. So they will be discussing, and most of the points you said. Okay, let us see this article where we can connect. We have budget. So budget is from our GS paper 3 under economy. And apart from that economy, we have the same budget in GS paper 2 under polity. So article 112. Every day we will be discussing that topic, right? So there is nothing much important, you already know, but here you have to focus on only one thing. So which are the matters of public importance? Okay, which are the matters of public importance they are going to discuss in this budget session? So as you said, first one is Yatra related issues, because it is unconstitutional. So which articles will be violated in this Kanwar Yatra? Article 17 talks about untouchability, Article 19, Article 21, and even it may create communal violence in the society, and it is also related to our society and culture. Okay, and even we can connect with festivals and fairs from art and culture. So all these are the issues which are involved in that. So because of this, yes, we have to deal with this topic. And apart from that, tell me other topic. Terrorism. There are very frequent attacks in Jammu and Kashmir, and we discussed that there are 12 militant groups which are active. So there we discussed about what are the challenges we are facing, and even why our militant forces or why our military is facing difficulties in attacking them or catching them. And you have to see what are the reasons, and next you have to connect what are the advanced technology they are using now. So can you tell me what is the advanced technology they are using? Seamless offline apps and Bluetooth, okay, and even they are having advanced explosive devices compared to that of India. So that is the second important thing. And can you tell me third one? It is about NEET issue, okay, and fourth one is Manipur violence. Okay, so these are the four major things that they are discussing in this budget session. So let us see the highlights of this article. Okay, so this 18th Lok Sabha all party meeting on the eve of budget session. So in that session, they are going to discuss about various at most important issue. First one is Uttar Pradesh controversial Kanwar Yatra, and the second at most important topic is increasing or rising of terrorism in this Jammu and Kashmir. So if you see the key points, this article is saying that there is increased political tensions either in the political party also. So now here there is increasing of divide between ruling NDA and as well as opposition party. So because of this Kanwar Yatra, you know that well that BJP party is a Hindu promoting, that is Hindutva politics they will be doing. And on another side here in opposition party, they are raising the concerns that it is causing discrimination of fundamental rights because they are promoting only Hindus, and whatever the policies they are coming up, especially in this Kanwar Yatra, they are discriminating these Muslims. Okay, so because of this, there is a one growing divide which is happening between the ruling party and as well as opposition party now. And next one here is social segregation is also one of the cause of concern here. So whenever there is discrimination of religious minorities is happening, that will cause what? Violence in the society, right? So here there is a fear regarding social fragmentation. So our society will be get fragmented into pieces based on the community. So this is the one more problem that we are having. And next one is internal security issues, that is about terrorism or increasing of infiltration or attacks in this Jammu and Kashmir. And next one here is they are also focusing on filling of vacant positions, especially deputy speaker. So in Lok Sabha, we will be having speaker and as well as deputy speaker, right? Who are presiding officers. So now there is a vacant of deputy speaker position in this Lok Sabha. So we have to fill that. So on this also there may be possible discussion in this meet. And even there are regional rivalries which is going on. For example, here ruling party, that is BJP NDA party, is a coalition party now in central government. So even it got some help from Andhra Pradesh and as well as Bihar, right? So because of that, now Andhra Pradesh and Bihar states, you are asking beyond what? Beyond special category status, they want special packages. So regarding that also there might be discussions. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said. Is that clear? So there is no doubt, right? So whatever you are studying from last 15 days, so all these are going to be covered in this session. So the question here is, discuss the potential impact of UP government Kanwar Yatra order and recent terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir on upcoming budget session. Can you connect the things which are going on? And next one is you have to see even how these events are going to influence legislative policies and as well as political disclosure in India. Is that question making any sense? Yes or no? So whatever the thing which is happening, you will be getting mains type of questions, especially based on the analysis of the things. Okay, so if you write answers for that, then you can easily write those answers in the mains also. And next, so in the city page, there is nothing much important. In states page, I saw one article. So here you can see one article. 3 killed and 8 injured in landslides on Kedarnath trekking route. So disaster management had been started today for you, right? So did sir explain about this landslide management? No. So what did sir explain today? Droughts and floods. Okay, maybe tomorrow sir is going to take this. And one more announcement I have to make is, so actually there will be some noise in this area tomorrow, it seems. So as soon as possible the class will be winded up by I think 12 o'clock. Okay, before that disturbance starts. And this class will be extended tomorrow. If tomorrow you will be having class even in afternoon session. Okay, because sir wants to complete disaster management. Okay, yes, I forgot to inform. I'll call to everyone. Okay, so here you have to see what is this landslide, and already this landslide is part of your geography also, geomorphology, right? So what is the keyword? Landslide. So here we can connect with GS paper 1 under geography, and from GS paper 3 we have disaster management. So from geography, tell me where we can exactly connect. In geography we have geomorphology, oceanography, climatology. So where we can connect? Yes, geomorphology. So in geomorphology, where exactly? Under mass movements, right? In mass movements, we have one example, that is landslides. So here what you have to see from landslides? What are the causes of landslides? And what are the types of landslides? So can you tell me the types? Rock slides, mud slides, next debris slides. So you can see the types, and from disaster management you have to see how you can manage. So in disaster management we will be having disaster cycle. So what is the cycle? Pre-disaster phase. After this what we have? During disaster. And next one is post-disaster. So in each and every phase, what are the steps you are going to take? It is very important. And you have to make this cycle for each and every disaster. So can you tell me the examples of disasters at least, so that I can give you like information regarding how to make the notes. So we have floods. Okay, we have droughts. We have landslides. Next, earthquakes, volcanoes. Yes, avalanches, forest fires. Yeah, heat waves. So you have to write for everything. For example, if you are writing here landslides, landslide related notes you are making. So you have to take one A4 size sheet and you have to draw this cycle. And here you have to write points regarding before coming disaster, what are the steps we can take. That means this will comes under preventive stage. Okay, what are the preventive steps or stages that you can make? So during disaster, what are the steps you have to take? And post disaster, we have two types. First one is rehabilitation and next one is reconstruction. So what can be done in this rehabilitation? What can be done in reconstruction? Okay, so you have to make notes like this so that it will be very easy to cover your disaster management. So just 10 pages is enough to make the notes of disaster management. And whenever you are seeing this disasters in news, at last you can leave one page. Okay, so you can write droughts and you can write examples which are there in news. For example, landslide, here and then you will be getting articles on that. So you can write that. For example, if there is any earthquake happen in India, you can make a note of that. Or even in Nepal, Japan also you can note that. And volcanic eruptions, so always there in news. So you have to make the notes like that. So by the end of a year, you will be having enough content and you can easily write answers within 7 to 8 minutes of time if you are making things. Or else it will be very difficult, trust me. Okay, clear? Yeah, so if you move on, where is that article? Yeah, here you can see one article. It is about Kerala issues guidelines on amoebic brain infection. So earlier also we discussed this article. It is about meningoencephalitis, amoebic meningoencephalitis. But the number of cases are increasing in this Kerala. So because of this, it is also one of the area we have to focus. Okay, so what is the title? Amoebomeningoencephalitis. So where we can connect this? Yeah, science and technology. Okay, from GS paper 3 and exactly in diseases chapter. So these comes under contemporary diseases. They are not traditional diseases. So which are in use for last 1 to 1.5 year. You have to exclusively focus on them, because on this you can get prelims and as well as mains question. Okay. So here you have to remember two important things. It is caused by what? It is caused by, name itself is saying that amoeba. So they will be not giving caused by amoeba or parasite or worm or nothing. So they will give scientific name. You have to know the scientific name. So what is the scientific name? Any idea? Okay. Scientific name is Naegleria floreli. Okay, Naegleria floreli. It is causing this amoebomeningoencephalitis. You have to write that name. It is caused by Naegleria Okay, so in this way you have to remember the causative organism. Okay, so first one is you have to see causative organism, and second one is you have to see signs and symptoms. What are the signs and symptoms? And next you have to see treatment, and next you have to see mortality rate, and very important thing, you have to note down transmission, how it is transmitting. So what is the reason of getting this disease? Any idea? Especially this amoeba, where it is present? Yes, water. So in water, especially in fresh water, we will be having this amoeba. So whenever children, they are going for swimming into this water, so whenever they are swimming, some water will be entering into nose and nostrils. So from nose, it will be directly reaching to your brain, and in the brain, it is causing infection. So it is called as amoebomeningoencephalitis. The important feature of this amoeba is it will start eating brain. Okay, it will start eating brain itself. So because of this, mortality rate is very high in this case. Okay, so let us see some facts regarding this article, because there is a high chance of getting question. So Kerala Health Department has issued guidelines to prevent and to treat this amoebomeningoencephalitis, because there are recently 5 cases has been recorded. Out of these 5 cases, 3 already died. So it is caused by Naegleria floreli, and it is a brain eating amoeba which is normally seen in this fresh water. And actually they are giving some recommendations, like we can take some preventive measures like against swimming. So we should not allow the children to swim in the water. Okay, and let them only swim in the swimming pools in a controlled environment, not in the outside bodies. And next one is, whenever they are swimming or whenever they are doing some water activities, they have to keep the plugs in the nose. But I don't know whenever these plugs are used whether they will be getting breathing or not. But these are the advices given by the health. Is it? Can you accept that whether when we keep this nose plug, will we getting breathing? How they can breathe? I don't know. It's a very big question for me. I am thinking from morning how this nose plugs will allow them to breathe. Okay. So here this article is saying that yes, now we can consider it as an emerging health threat, because out of the 5 cases, 3 are died. Means you can understand the mortality rate is more than around 70% in this. Okay, so there is rising of this amoebomeningoencephalitis cases highlights that there is a growing public health concern. So because of this, we need to take some immediate action, so that whenever we are allowing the children to swim in, so there will be rapid transmission of this disease, and even there is a very high death rate. And next one is, if we want to treat this disease, first we have to understand that organism. So after entering, it is clear that it is entering into brain through nasal route. That means through nostrils it is entering into brain, but we have to know exactly how this is eating the brain. So what is the function it is doing? So after entering into the brain, whether it is dividing into number or like whether directly it will start eating. So we have to understand the mechanism of this organism first. So whenever we are we are aware with that, then we can go for effective prevention of that disease, and as well as we can go for early diagnosis, so that we can at least try to reduce the fatality of this disease. And next one here is we have to understand what are the treatments that we are having. So amoeba means to kill amoeba, we need amoebocidals. For example, if you want to kill the bacteria, we are called as bacteriocides. Fungi means fungicides. Okay, virals, antivirals. So we have to see whether whatever the amoebocidal drugs are there, they're effective against this amoeba or not. Whether this amoeba is also got this resistant to these drugs or not. So when we know that, then we can continue the treatment, or else what are the treatment we will be giving, that will be waste of time. So we have to see like what are the treatment plans that we are having and the availability of drugs in Kerala. And next one is we have to focus on even preventive education. At least we have to stop some other children who will be going for swimming in this region. At least we have to make that make the data of where these 5 children they went for swimming and in which area they got this infection. So at least we have to make them aware. Parents need to be get aware, so that they will be not allowing their children to go to into that certain water bodies. And next one here is, if you're getting more kind of cases also, hospitals need to be alerted. Okay, so that they can, as soon as the children are coming to hospital, they will be doing the admissions and they will be starting the treatment as soon as possible. And next one here is, it will be not happens with only taking care by health department. Even we need other stakeholders involved in this, like we need like health professionals, even researchers, because they have to identify something to stop this. And next one is, we need to have even educators, and even media is very important to spread the information for rapid awareness. Even YouTube shorts can be made, and in that Kerala region, it's at least when we are promoting, so people will be getting aware, right? So in that way, so we have to take a multidisciplinary approach. And if you see this image, it can easily say that, so this is the amoeba, you can see brown color. So from the water, it is entering into nose and directly entering into brain. In the brain, it will start, okay, it will start eating. So first of all, it will be sticking to the meninges, okay, sticking to the meninges of the brain, and later on it will start secreting some molecules, and this molecules that will be digesting the brain, and that digesting will be sucked by this amoeba. Okay, and to this response, our immune system will be getting activated, right? So we have neutrophils, eosinophils, astrocyte, myoglia, and also we will be having pro-inflammatory cytokines, but they are not much active to kill this amoeba. So because of this, fatality rate is very high. So current treatment, what we have amphotericin B and as well as miltefosine. So here you can get a question like amphotericin B and miltefosine are the drugs which are seen recently in use, used to treat which disease. So in that way also, even non-science background students, they have to do some work to remember the drugs. Extra work for you. Okay, so that is the thing. And if you see some facts here, so this Naegleria flori is a free-living amoeba which will be normally present in the warm fresh water, and as well as it will be freely available in the soil also. So amoeba enters into body through nose, typically during the activities like swimming, and then directly travels to brain where it destroys brain tissue and causes swelling. And initially we will be getting some small symptoms like whenever this amoeba is entered into our body, like headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, and you will be having stiff neck whenever brain is affected. So you will be having one symptom you have to remember is you can't move here and there. The neck will be become very rigid or very stiff. And next one is confusion and sometimes seizures. Seizures means nothing but you will be getting fits. And next one is hallucination. Hallucination, everyone knows about this word, right? Because of movie. Which movie? 100% Love. Hallucination. And even Arya 2 movie also. Okay, and eventually finally you will be going into coma, then last stage will be your death. So mortality rate is very high and people will be dying within 1 to 18 days. Within 1 to 18 days they will be dying. So because of that, within these days, at least doctors they have to take enough steps and researchers they have to identify new drugs. Research and development should be going very fast so that we can save the child. So today's children are tomorrow's citizens. If you're not saving the child today, means tomorrow who will be there? Only old age population will be there. It will be also threat. Okay, so what are the treatment challenges? As I said, we have amphotericin and azithromycin, fluconazole, and other will be there, but there is no exact medicine that is killing this amoeba. So see this question. Which amoeba is primarily responsible for causing this primary amoebic meningoencephalitis? So in this way, you will be getting question. Now you will be saying, no doubt at all. But if I ask the same question after 6 months, from January onwards, we will be starting our test, no? At that time, I will be asking the questions. Okay, yeah. And now let us move on to editorial page. Just tell me, which article is important? I already highlighted, no? Okay, so see this article, focus on female employment to counter unemployment. So now guess what might be there in this article? Female employment. I want exact thing. Come on. Okay, female unemployment is high. Everyone knows. What is the new thing in there? Next, Manoj. Yes, very good. Labor force participation survey says that there is very low female representation in work. So what? Expand on that. What about male then? Will you be silent? If someone says we have to give jobs only for women, you will only start protesting. Next. Guess. You have to guess something. And you have to tally whether your guesses have been matched or not. So this kind of teaching over will be there, no? Come on. As compared to male, females participation is low. Then we have to tally both. Apart from that, okay, urban and rural employment is low. So what can I do? What happened? At least some guesses. Okay, let us see. Actually, this article is very important. Now, even you said in the first article, like in the budget, they are going to discuss about unemployment related issues. You said, right? Reservation of female in Lok Sabha. Already the bill passed in 2023 itself. Nari Shakti bill, which talks about 33% of reservation in Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Then they said that once we get the census data, recent census data, we will be implementing that. That will be implemented in next elections. Next. Okay, so where can we connect? So this article is talking about one thing is clear, it is about unemployment. So recently we discussed one article, like our government, our Prime Minister and RBA report is saying that they created how many jobs? 8 crore. But on reality, many reports are saying that unemployment percentage how much? 9.2%. So our Prime Minister gave the statement, but it is a false allegation. So because of that, we are going to have unemployment discussion for sure. So opposition party will not be silent, right? So they will be always fighting if they get the small thread. So it is a big thread, it is a rope. So why they will be silent? So they will be throwing stones on the ruling party now. Okay, so I'm not talking about the politics here. So here unemployment comes under which part of our syllabus? GS paper 3 under economy. And even we can connect under GS paper 2, society and social issues. Next. Yeah, next. Only 2? Okay, very good. Governance. So from GS paper 2, we have governance. So from that point of view also it is important. So now tell me what you have to refer from this. unemployment. So you have to understand what is unemployment. That means you have to know the definition. So whenever you are writing definition, always you have to write authenticated definition. So here, which organization you can take into picture? World Bank. So what is the definition given by World Bank or IMF or World Economic Forum, WEF? So you can take any of these definition given by these three bodies and you can know the definition of unemployment. And next part is you have to see different types of unemployment. And next you have to see what are the causes of unemployment. And next you have to see what are the schemes already came up by the government regarding this unemployment problem. So in the schemes, there are different category of schemes. For example, some will be focusing on directly giving employment opportunities. So can you tell me some example of scheme? MG Narega, right? Okay, apart from that, some are there for improvement of skills. Some are there for improvement of education. Some of them are there for boosting of entrepreneurs. And some are providing the loans for MSMEs. Yes or no? So you have to see the categories of employment and examples in that. This is very important. So whenever you are, Make in India also, from skills and increasing of production and even increasing of production, for example, PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme. So like that you have to see in which sector, which schemes are there. So if you are collecting this data, you can write a very good answer. For example, if you are talking about enhancing of skill, you can write the schemes of skills. For example, if you are writing about education, you can write about examples of education. Are you getting my point? So in this way, you have to make the notes from current affairs. So in this way, you can enhance your answer writing skills. Clear? Okay. Now let us see what this article is saying clearly. So this article is saying that rise the female labor force participation in India, especially in the rural areas. When we are comparing with the urban areas and rural areas, people will be having much patriarchy. Patriarchy level is very high and they don't want women to do the jobs. And even in agriculture is one of the primary activity in rural areas. Women, they will be engaged in these activities only. Apart from this agriculture, they will be doing unpaid labor like domestic work or like caring of children or caring of elderly. So in this works only, so they will be doing the job. So because of this article is saying that yes, now the major problem is unemployment. So to subside this problem of unemployment, on another side, we can increase this female labor force participation in the rural areas, so that to some extent we can reduce the tensions in our country regarding this unemployment. So actually here this article is saying that labor force participation survey is saying women participation had been increased from 24 to 36% from this 2018 to 2024. But even though the global average is very less, and you have to make a note of this data. Wherever you are getting data, try to make the note of this data. Okay. So in this labor force participation report, it is saying that female labor force participation is 36% in 2022. And if you see the global, when we are comparing with other countries, it is less. So we have to increase this female labor force participation. So this article is saying that we have to, how can we increase participation of women? We have to empower women first. Okay, we have to empower women so that we can create jobs for this women. And whenever we are increasing the job creations, we can also reduce inequality in the society and we can promote equality, gender equality, and they will be obviously contributing to our economy, right? And next one is, yes, female or especially facing this challenges with the traditional roles. So what is the traditional work of a woman? Only washing dishes, cleaning house, household work, cooking, taking care of children, changing diapers of children. Will man change the diapers? No, right? Even my husband also, he'll not touch diaper also. I'll get angry, but at that time I don't have any option. Why? Who said these are traditional works of women? Who said? Is that right? Men can also change the diapers, right? Men also have the hands. They can go to the toilets and they can clean, right? So why only men? So because of these traditional roles of women, now they are facing gender inequality and there is no proper women empowerment in the country. So this is the one challenge that we are facing. So here you have to see like this traditional roles can be maintained by both men and as well as women, so that to some extent in our society we can bring women empowerment. Will you do that work or not? While laughing, you have to do that. Okay, so you have men have to support women in the household management and taking care of children like that, so that the work can be divided between men and women, so that there will be decreasing of burden on women and she can contribute to our economy, because even the work done by women is not accounted in our GDP. So if you see the population of India, 50% male will be there and 50% female will be there. If you compare with other developed countries like Japan, US, so they have at least some range of women empowerment. Women, they are contributing to the economy. So because of that, they become developed. If you see in our country, only 50% population, they are contributing to economy. Even though we are fifth largest economy, you can understand the difference when we are comparing with that of India and as well as other countries. So if at least in that 50% of women, if at least 20 to 30% of women, they are contributing to economy, means we will be the topmost. Will you accept it or not? So we have to bring, at least our generation should bring the change in the society, because we are educated. And next one is, even we can take the help of self-help groups and we can incorporate skills in the women. Like for example, they can manage agarbatti industry, so they are very famous in some areas, and they can make solar lights by sitting in one area, so they can make the works. So in that way, by help of this SHGs, we can enhance the skills so that they can contribute at least some to our economy. And next one here is, what are the gender norms are there? So we have to change those gender norms. Even recently we discussed one article like in MNCs, so there is gender disparity they are showing. So they are giving more jobs to men compared to women, because women, whenever she get married, so she will be getting pregnant. So at that time they have to give paid leaves, maternal leaves, and they have to provide health insurance for operation. So even women also, I find one thing. So if they have to pay from their pocket, they will be going to the ordinary hospitals. But if the company is paying, they will be going to extraordinary hospitals. So I'm not saying like women are 100% true. Okay, so even from them also I'm criticizing. So I'm having a balanced view here. Okay, so you have to change the gender norms and as well as employment choices, and we can try to promote women's participation in the diverse sector. And especially one more thing here is, mostly in the rural areas, they will be dependent on agriculture. So our agriculture is mostly rain-fed agriculture, right? Depend upon rainfall. So apart from that, if you're having the proper irrigation means, so instead of going for crop like twice in a year, they can go for at least 3 times, or they can go for growing of minor crops. Okay, so in that way, their income can be also improved, and even agriculture economy can be contributed to GDP. So in that way also we can improve our economy. And next one here is, we have to change this urban versus rural employment trends. That means we have to take even strategies that can improve employment in the rural areas like urban areas. Okay, so that is a thing that we can focus. Understood? No doubts? Okay, there is one question. So you can take this question for practice today. Question is, discuss the role of female employment in addressing the issue of unemployment in India, and what are the specific measures can be taken by the government in private sector. I am trying to give the more quality questions here, so that if you're practicing that, you will be getting knowledge, and in the same way the question can be reflected in your UPSC. 10? Only half of the question? Just. Okay. So let us move on to next topic. Are you feeling boring? No, right? So shall we continue this way of teaching, like guessing? Yes or no, online students, so please tell me. If traditionally, if I go on saying means you will be getting sleep and you will be not much interested and you will be not interacted. So I don't want that. So you need to be think. You have to at least start thinking so that your understanding of society will be broadened. So you will be not like an narrow minded. So whenever you're writing your answers, your thoughts and perspectives will be reflecting in your answer. And even this will be helpful to your interview also. Okay, so see this article. Shock-proof state, India must ensure its democratic digital infrastructure is shock-proof. So can you expect what might be there in that article? So yesterday or day before yesterday we discussed this about Microsoft. Yesterday? Day before yesterday, yeah. Okay, so what may be there in this article? At least 2 to 3 points. You can expect something. Crowd. Crowd strike. It is about cyber security. Next. Say this title, India must ensure its democratic digital infrastructure. What is the meaning of that? Come on, at least 2 or 3 points. What might be there? So we got what? Disruption in working of Microsoft. So because of this, what happened? Financial losses, especially airways, health sector, banking, telecommunications had been affected. Okay, so we know that. But what might be there in this article? Any way forward? Yes or no? We will be having any way forward or measures can be taken. So now tell me what kind of measures we can take. Think. Because of updating only we got this issue, right? Again, why we have to update? Tell me, come on, think. CSC people. Yeah, two CSC people, come on. Think. Think something, no? Database. Database, okay. So Manoj is saying, yes, we can have a database. What happens if you lost that hard disk? Cloud platforms, okay. Okay, testing yesterday itself we discussed that point. Apart from that, okay, focus on connections. Okay, apart from that, okay, let us see this article. It is saying about health sector mostly because in other sectors we can manage. For example, banking means we can stop the banking services. Normally it will be happening often, right? Sometimes they will be not working only. If I want to, if one thing, yeah, one bad experience with me is I went to Haldirams and I bought what one sweet I bought there, and whenever I'm starting paying, so it not happen. And he said, "Madam, pay once again, karke." I paid thrice. After I came out of this and I entered into car and I came half of the distance to my house, 3 times the money had been cut my account. And again I went to that Haldirams and again I did the transaction. He said that we will be doing later on, and after 2 days they paid my amount back, and that too I continuously am calling only for 2 days. So this was one of the bad experience with the bank account, and that too I got that account recently at that time. Okay, so this article is saying that India must fortify its democratic digital infrastructure against vulnerabilities highlighted by the recent technological glitches. So recent technological glitches because of crowd strike, because of it is one of anti-cyber security software. So what happened on this July 19th was, so without proper testing and without proper skill, so that had been incorporated in that. So because of this stall of each and every services from the Microsoft, which had been affected different sectors. And if you see here, why it is like a very big loss is because Microsoft is one of the big MNC, and across the world they are using that. So because of this global reliance, what happened? So it caused loss to entire digital infrastructure, and many people, if you're having this type of failures, means people will be losing trust in this digital infrastructure. That is the one thing. And it is saying that sector specific vulnerabilities, for example, different sectors are using, but especially healthcare facilities where they are using, there will be very emergency cases will be there. So it is dealing with the life. Okay. So this healthcare sectors, they will be having more impact compared to that of other commercial sectors. Like it may be aviation, so they can cancel the flights. Nothing will happen with that. But in this healthcare sector, if it is not working, means billings will be happen. So emergency surgeries will be get cancelled, and even if you are using that type of technologies in the robots which will be using laparoscopy, what happens? Entire life is under the risk. So that is the thing. And next one is because of that we need to have backup systems. You said no. So the backup system means, so for example, if we have to prevent that in the future, so we can have a good backup system so that what are the data that we stored there, so we can at least retrieve this data for that time and we can use that. And next one is restoring public trust is very important, because in this type of using of technology, we'll be having obviously glitches. So without glitches, we can't go for using of technology for the long run, because of improving of technology, we need more advancements, right? So to cater the needs of people, we have to do for adding something. For example, in our app, earlier we used to have an app, only there will be the video option, only watching of recorded videos. But students, they asked, like we need test also. Again, we have to update that. So not only that, they want other important courses of current affairs. They want notes. So every day what happens, the demands of the students of you will be get increased. Obviously, we are providing services, so we have to update them. So for including and deleting everything will be not done by us, right? So other people will be there from the back end. So we have to connect with them and they'll be doing the work. So what happened? Because of that, obviously technical glitches will happen. So in that process, we should not lose the trust of people. In this case, we should not lose the trust of students. And next one is, for this we need to have a proper comprehensive digital strategy. So regarding this digital, what is the scheme you are having? Digital India scheme. So it is talking about, yes, we need to have a robust digital India initiatives, and this digital India initiatives need to focus on software security and socio-economic ramification of digital adoption. And even whenever we are going for advancements in science and technology, we have to focus on even accessibility and affordability of that technology to all. And next one is, everyone is interconnected now in this globalized era. So here we have to focus on technology and as well as socio-economic realities, and especially they are vital in the designing of digital infrastructures, so that we have to make them inclusive and responsive to all communities, particularly even marginalized section of society. They need to have the access to this technology, the same point which had been repeated here. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said. And see this article. So how many of you following social media? Yesterday there is one post had become very viral. Do you know about this Smita Sabharwal? She made a statement. Do you know about that statement? Yeah. So recently what happened in the UPSC scams? So many of them got jobs through fake certificates, that is regarding disability certificates. So I said two cases. One is Pooja Ketko. So she got a certificate of blindness, and one more guy, he got a certificate of limb dysfunction or limbs. That means he can't walk properly. So here, because of that, you know about this Smita Samarwal, right? She's very famous personality, and she made a post that there is no need of giving quota for disabled people. And she made one more statement that whether we are recruiting a disabled person as a pilot, no. So in the same way, civil services also no need of giving quota for this disabled. So is this right? Yes or no? No. So because of this, we got one article regarding disability rights. Okay. Okay, let us see this article in detail. So this article is saying that rights of persons with disabled, regarding that disability people also, to protect their rights, we have one act. Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act of 2016. It says that yes, reasonable accommodation is important to ensure equal rights for the persons with disabilities. So it may be hearing disability or seeing disability or walking or any other disability. So I want to ask you one question. So whether whatever the facilities that we are having, we are easily accessible for that services. But what about these people? So these people can have the accessibility to education, health equally as far as with us? Yes or no? Have you watched Gajni movie? Gajni. In that movie, there will be one scene, Hasan introduction. In that, there will be disabled people will be there, so they want to cross the gate of government hospital. So there will be no proper way. They will be having some metal related rods. They can't walk. So she will be using the gate to cross them that way. So if you see that type of movies, you can understand that all places are not easily accessible for this differently abled people. Yes or no? So even if any disabled person who is entering into school also, they will be placed to sit separately. So they will be not treated equally. Yes or no? For them, we will be having differently abled schools separately will be there. So is there any necessity of separate schools for them? What's your opinion? Online students? Is there any necessity? Yes? Why? So whenever you are saying yes or no, you have to give the reason also. And that reason should be universally acceptable. Come on, think now. Online students, please tell me your opinion whether there is a need of separate schools for disabled people or disabled people related education institutions. For health sector, I can accept. What about education? So even many people who are disabled, who are truly disabled, they even cracked UPSC examination, right? And even in one of our online student, her name is Divya. She is also 80% blind, but she has a very enthusiasm to crack this examination. She is very strong, and even she will be talking in that live classes. She will be asking questions more compared to the other students. Her name Monica or I can't recall the name, right? Divya or Monica. What is her name? On that day I said. Okay. So let us see this article. So here this article is saying that Indian institutions, they are not providing the proper access to this disabled people as par with the normal people. So because of this, there is increasing of burden on this disabled people to access the education. So because of this article is saying that we can give some financial incentives and even cost sharing, and even whatever the national fund which is kept separately for this people who are with disabilities, that can be used for the proper providing of access to the students in the universities. Okay, so this article is saying that yes, we are having this act which will be mandating about importance of reasonable affordabilities for these people, and we have to prioritize cost over the compliance and leading to systematic discrimination. So actually universities are showing some discrimination because they are prioritizing the cost, money, over the services they are providing to this disabled people. So because of this, there is discrimination which is happening in the universities. So because of this, what happened? There will be increasing of dropouts of the students from the colleges. And even they're also using one word like there will be increasing of burden on them. Okay, so they're already having disabilities, they can't sit for the long hours. So they're also having like impairment in their hearing, so they can't hear even if you're shouting loud. So like that, they will be saying that we are not taking enough steps because it will increase undue burden on them. And next one here is now we are focusing that at least these people, they are also belonging to our society. In our society, we have men, women, and disabled people. They are also part of our society. So government have the responsibility to take care of them also. So because of this, we have to focus on enhancing of productivity and even workplace diversity, and so that we can ultimately benefiting them at the bottom line. And even if you go on buses, so there will be some seats reserved for the disabled in the front only, because they all need to be provided or getting the support from the government, right? And next one is we have to provide some incentives, like students who are disabled, so they will be getting reservation. And even in UPSC also, so they will be having very less marks to be get if you want to clear this examination. And even for the benefit of these people from union level, from the central level, we have this national fund potential. It is to support institutions which are providing reasonable accessibility or affordability for this people. Okay, and finally we say is that we need to have a holistic approach to complaints, and whatever the mandatory things which are said by the act, that need to be followed, so that we can make an inclusive society including this people also. Okay, and let us move to next topic. Here you can see one article. So what is it? Read the title. Importance of both Quad and BRICS. What is Quad? Quadrilateral dialogue. 4 countries which are there: Japan, Australia, USA, India. Okay. So you have to know the countries of Quad and BRICS. So already I gave you over regarding BRICS in our earlier classes, right? Here you can see Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So name itself is saying BRICS. And in Quad we have 4 countries. So what is the first country? USA, Australia, Japan, next one is India. So here I will be writing the names. So can you tell me which are the common countries here in both? Apart from India. Don't be smart. Tell me now. See and tell, no. Only India is common. Apart from that, there is no common. So here you can see which are our enemies in BRICS. China. Here, enemies of China, US, Australia, Japan, India. All these countries are enemies of China. So now, tell me what this article might be saying. So is there any sense? Tell me now. Relation? Maritime. At least I gave you hints. No, you have to say something. Come on, online students also. At least try. I'm giving you the time. So nowhere current affairs will be taught like this, in that simple way. And I'm giving time to think also. So India and China are enemies. They are in one group. So one thing you have to remember is whenever 2 enemy countries are there in one group, the efficiency of that group will be automatically decreased. And even you can see India and Pakistan, if they are in a same group, India will be coming out of that, or the functioning of that group will be become 0. Yeah, here also India and China is there, but even though it is going on well because of other countries' intervention. Next. Tell me at least tell me what are the issues of these countries with China, so that we can connect some points. Yes, US and China trade war. Apart from that, yeah, Russia and China, they are moving towards each other. It is also one cause of concern for USA. And Australia and Japan, they are having issue with China regarding maritime, regarding islands. Okay, let us see this article in detail. So this article is saying that Quad foreign ministers meeting had been done, and now they are saying that we have to increase security in this Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region is nothing but Indian Ocean region plus Pacific Ocean region is called as Indo-Pacific region. And especially globally, they are increasing of geopolitical tensions. For example, Russia-Ukraine issue you can take. For example, Israel-Palestine issue. And even in many areas, terrorist attacks are increasing, terror groups are coming up. So those are some geopolitical tensions which are happening. right? So because of this, they want to increase tension increase security in this Indo-Pacific region. So because of this, India, which is a common member of both Quad and as well as BRICS, so it can make a balance of security partnership, and it has to take concern of China also. China is enemy of all the countries which are present in the group of this Quad. So and even India is a part of this BRICS where China is a part. So because of this, India can play a balanced security partnership with China, or else we can use this multilateral organizations to decrease the expansionist power of China. And this article is saying that now there is increasing of threat from China because on the land, wherever and whichever the country sharing the boundary with China, it is having conflict. And even in the water also, that is in the maritime also. In different countries like Philippines, Australia, Japan, they are having issues with China. So we have to maintain the stability in this water. Why? Because most of the trade which happens to this Indo-Pacific region, whenever there is increasing of influence of China in this Indo-Pacific region, what happens? There will be impact on the trade of other countries. It can monopolize the important ports, so that the trade will be get affected. So if trade is get affected, entire economies will be affected, and even especially developed countries, nations like Australia and as well as USA, so their economy will be get affected. So they want to increase the control in this Indo-Pacific region. So for that, India is sharing directly boundary with Indian Ocean, right? So because of these European countries, they are increasing their relationship with India, especially to increase their presence in this Indo-Pacific region. Okay, and India is also having a very unique value. Okay, many countries they will be giving value for India because of democracy and because of the political process that we are having, and even because of India's soft power. And next one is, apart from this, we also have another grouping called as AUKUS. Okay, Australia, UK and US. So these are the three countries which had been formed, and here this AUKUS is also focusing on increasing of Indo-Pacific region security, and even Quad is also focusing on that. Okay, and this article said about this how this BRICS evolved, so that is not much important. Okay, so this article is saying that India's participation in this both Quad and BRICS. So it is saying that we are having our own complexities, and we have to focus on the balanced security. So because in this BRICS, we have Russia is also there, and we have China is also there. So here Russia and US is like enemies. So whenever we are dealing with the positives and as well as negatives, that is friends and as well as foes, we have to be very much careful. That is the thing which mainly said, and especially we have to balance our security interest, and we have to commit to multilateralism. So that is the thing which mainly said. That's it, nothing more than that. So these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. And one more thing, guys. So on 24th July 2024, so we are going to start our environment classes. Environment classes are scheduled for 50 hours, and this will be taken by Vilas sir, and class timings is from morning 8 AM to 1:30 PM. And in this class, there will be comprehensive coverage of your syllabus from both prelims and mains point of view, and especially there is a special focus on conventions and as well as important acts related to our environment and biodiversity. And there will be daily prelims practice questions, and there will be mains answer writing practice also. And sir will be focusing on answer writing strategy for this environment and ecology. And to get this access to this course, we are providing both online and offline, and we are charging around 4,500 rupees for this environment and ecology course. And for this, yeah, 3,500, sorry. So it is 3,500 rupees for this course. And if you want to join this course, you can call me on this number 8074765513. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much, guys, and please do join this course.